Today's average marketed price of a vehicle, average, as of yesterday, $50,157.
Oh, man.
$50,000 for average price of a car. So now, with that in mind, here's a review of the 2025 Buick Envista.
Can't wait.
It is built in the final assembly location of Byupyong, Korea. This is a Korean vehicle, believe it or not. Available trim levels, Preferred, Sport Touring, and Avenir. I got to drive the Avenir, top of the line. This is a small, what they consider a small station wagon. We'd like to consider it more of a SUV, but they still have a station wagon designation for whatever reason. I don't get all that.
That's your government.
I guess so. Seats 5. It's a small SUV. All new for 2023. Ours was a 25 model. Simple shark nose front fascia is sleek, modern, and yet aggressive looking. Fastback rear hatch adds to its wind-cheating look. Sculpted sides with a sharp lower body crease draws your eyes down there to the big 19-inch Avenir wheels. What I liked about it? Everything. Sporty, high-zoot looks. What could use improvement? Beats me. I don't know. I love this thing. Interior highlights, 2 displays in one attractive, well-vetted display draws your eye to that on the top of the dash. HVAC controls and center vent below the touch screen. Nice little touch there. Comfortable seating made with upscale materials. Yes, believe it or not, leg room for back seat passengers. Cargo room is small with the rear seat up. Obviously, with the rear seat down, plenty of room for most people. What I liked about it, the overall high marks for use of such a small space. What could use improvement? Anything that raises the price is an absolute no-no, and I'll tell you about that coming up here in just a second. The engine, questionable. 1.2-liter itty-bitty, teeny-weeny turbocharged 3-cylinder. Horsepower, 137 whopping horsepower with 162 pound-feet of torque through a 6-speed automatic transmission. It's front-wheel drive only. Miles per gallon. Score some points here. 28 miles per gallon in the city. Highway of 32 for a combined of 30. I got 30.7 over 320.4 miles. What I liked about it? Fuel economy. What could use improvement? At times, the engine and transmission don't like to dance together nicely. And I say that because if you're trying to squirt across an intersection or, like a two-way boulevard and you've got to get to the middle, it could take a second or two, depending how quick you are from the brake to the accelerator pedal. And if there's any movement in the car, it doesn't quite understand it. If you start from a dead stop, not a problem. But you know how you kind of creep just a little bit? Don't do that.
No creeping.
No creeping. And you know all about creeping.
You get in trouble with that.
A white van.
But other than that, I am an aggressive 2-foot driver in an automatic transmission, and I will readily admit to that. So part of the problem there is me. Well, most of the problem is me. Ride and handling, sporty. What could use any improvement? Well, a little more Buick compliance would be okay with me because it's sporty. It's got a sporty ride to it. And, being old school that I am, I'm used to a more compliant ride. But it's not. It's a today's style ride. Base trim price, $28,600. Let me repeat that. Base trim price, that's the Avenir, $28,600. Price is tested $30,690. Remember I told you what today's average price of a vehicle is, $50,000? If you want to get into one of these, the base model price, drum roll, $22,900.
Howdy doody.
Yeah. They've hit the sweet spot as far as
Buick,
I'm concerned. And I think that this would be a great ride for a newer family. Just got married, got a baby perhaps, and you need a little bit more room. This is something you definitely want to consider. Now, its cousin is the Chevy Trax.
Yeah.
Okay,
Which I think is bigger.
and it starts at $20,500.
I like the little tracks. I don't
Yeah.
think it's got as much
Flair.
flair as the Buick by any means.
I agree.
But,
Well, Chevy branded, yeah. They're a little
It's
bit.
the same vehicle, basically, just a little bit different body
Cool.
style. So that's 20,500. Mazda CX-30 is a competitor. It starts at $24,995, and the VW Taos is also a competitor, and it's the same price, starting price as the Mazda CX-30 at $24,995.
Taos, I saw one the other day. That's a pretty good looking little vehicle.
It is. It is. It's a Volkswagen,
Yeah.
but you know what? If I had my choice, I'd buy that Buick.
Yeah, I would
yeah,
too. You know,
particularly for that price.
and that review is so good. Can you do it again? Because
Yeah. Wait till we get to your car. Oh. I think I've already reviewed your
we're going to
car.
need a 4-hour show for that.
Yeah. I really think that it's worth considering if you're looking for a small SUV. It's screwed together really well.
The SUV moniker doesn't do any. Mine is more of an SUV because I've got the Envision, which is the step. Is the second? Yeah, it's a step up.
Yeah,
from
it's a little bit bigger
Right,
than this one.
right.
The Envista.
Yeah, this would be more like maybe a hatchback.
yeah,
size.
Yeah.
Well, and
I
it's
would
got
agree
that
with that.
fastback rear hatch.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why they come up with the station wagon designation for it. I'm going, a station wagon?
No.
I don't believe I've driven a station wagon in a long time. Until this. This is called
Well,
a station wagon.
I know, but that's
I'd
what
agree
I'm
with
saying.
you.
So you're trying to convince somebody like my wife that this would be a car you'd want to drive. And the station wagon, it's gone.
Yeah.
But it's a hot hatchback. Well, now maybe.
It's like the old Mazda 3,
SUV.
the wagon Mazda 3 hatchback. Yeah.
Do they make any hot hatches anymore?
Nah, I think the Volkswagen Golf is about gone. I think it was about the last one, I think.
Well, that's now the
Well,
GTI.
Yeah.
Maybe they're
Yeah.
trying to
GTI,
rename
you're
it.
right.
And the only thing with the GTI is that they're not making a manual transmission in that anymore. You have to buy the automatic.
And I noticed on the pictures that you're showing, it had the shifter on the console between the seats, whereas mine is up on the stick, the push button up on the stick,
Yeah.
which is a big difference.
So you have a stick.
It's on the turn signal area. Well, it's the shifter.
Right.
It's like a 3 on the tree. With this push button.
Right. Yeah. You still got
That great big huge Suburban that I've got out there that's the size of a
saw
football
that.
field.
Yeah.
That thing is so big, I can't believe it. But it's got the same kind of shifter
Yeah.
that you're referring to.
Well, Cadillac has that too. Well,
And
Cadillac
and
had the thing before where you
it's
had
fine.
on the ball on the.
Yeah,
that was-
no. You know, my idea of the shifter, unless it's a real sports car, you don't need the paddle shifters
No.
in it.
No.
Although the Suburban's got paddle shifters in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Mine does too. And
Is it four-wheel drive?
That one? I don't recall. Probably. It's the high country, so it's loaded up with everything.
I bet you that's why.
You got the paddle shifters, plus and minus, and then underneath that, on the left side is the radio changing
Correct.
channel, and then you have
Same.
the volume. So if you miss the volume, you're in fifth gear, dropping down to sixth. I've done that a couple of times. Whoa, crazy.
Well,
Good stuff.
You know, this is a great buy in my opinion. And if you're out looking for a small SUV, check it out, the Buick Envista.
Buick.
That's my review. Okay, hey.